We know about unemployment. What degree holders have the highest rates of underemployment in the American economy? I did a recent video in which I explained that the unemployment rate for recent college graduates with a computer science degree was higher than those with philosophy degrees. People got mad because it's higher for comp sci degrees right now, which is surprising and unusual. But the New York Fed also has in this data set from February 2025, a couple months ago, but still relevant, the idea of underemployment, which in this sense means recent college graduates, those aged 22 to 27, who aren't working in a job that requires the degree that they just got. There's a couple surprises and a couple lessons in this data. One, criminal justice tops the list of the highest underemployment rate, but that's a little bit screwed because several of the job types that those with criminal justice degrees are most likely to get into in law enforcement and security don't always require a college degree. So in this data set, they'll show up as underemployed, though I think most of us understand that those people are going in the role types that they intended when they got this degree. So for our purposes, I don't think that's the data we care about. We do then see a few that I think probably will make sense to you. Performing arts, liberal arts, anthropology all show up high in the rates of underemployment. Sociology, social science. This fits the trope narrative of liberal arts degree holders not getting real jobs. I think it misunderstands also what the liberal arts are about. I was a political science graduate. I founded a news organization and became a full-time journalist. Depending on how this data was tabulated, I might show up as underemployed. I don't think I am. Or I should say, I don't think I was. Still, there is a lesson here on the median age for early career role type. Because the degrees with the highest underemployment rate are not necessarily the roles with the highest unemployment rate. But the underemployment rate does correlate to median wage for early career, meaning that on the whole, jobs that pay less early career are most likely to have the underemployment rate the highest. This could be very rational college graduates looking at a labor market and saying, I can take my skills in the liberal arts or otherwise and bring them to another field and earn more money. That narrative gives these graduates way much more agency. These are smart people who are making decisions in the labor market. Look at those in the performing arts. There's a relatively low unemployment rate. If you're serious about the performing arts and you do the work and you happen to get lucky and skilled in it, you're doing okay. But a bunch of others are opting out of that field and going elsewhere. Good. That sounds like savvy actors to me. Now let's look at the role types with the lowest underemployment rate. Nursing shows up clearly as one of the most in-demand roles in our economy right now, aging population and whatnot. But others bounce around. Elementary education, but then chemical engineering and computer science. All of those have low unemployment rate and low underemployment rate. So alongside a bunch of engineering degree holders is computer science, which yes, has a relatively high unemployment rate right now. Because a lot of experienced people with computer science degrees were laid off in the weird post-pandemic hiring bonanza. And so these young graduates are stuck. But the underemployment rate for computer science is relatively low because they're sticking around in the field because the earnings are pretty high. The lesson is that both data sets matter and people are smart.